Evening everybody, Silverbolt here, just back with a video response to Dave's video on Transwarped, Transformers Animated Season 3. And first off, I heartily apologise for texting you. I mean, how inconsiderate of me to text my friend. I mean, it was a truly horrendous crime, and I do hope you'll find it in the goodness of your heart to forgive me. Yeah, big whinge. But anyway, Series 3, what I thought of it. I mean, I watched it yesterday, and I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was a very good opening. I mean, the first 10 minutes of them fighting on Cybertron, I thought was superb. Seeing Brawn, seeing Hotshot, seeing Ironhide, seeing Rodimus, and seeing some of the other Decepticons that we knew were coming in, such as Cyclonus and Oilslick, was really, really good. And I did like seeing the reference to the live action movie in Blackout, though Blackout does share a remarkable resemblance to his comic incarnation, much more so than his live action movie incarnation. One of the things I did mention, I'm going to mention this one, and it's just something that I pointed out, and I noticed it as soon as I saw it, is Rodimus's energy bow. Now I do archery myself, as some people will know, and if you watch the scene, Rodimus activates his bow, but the string goes across the back of the wrist, and he's even holding it at the back of the wrist, and I'll show you now, because I got my bow ready for this one. Right, so he's actually holding it like that, and he's actually starting to pull it like that. So if I actually stick an arrow on the end, I mean, obviously Rodimus doesn't use arrows, but the point still stands, right? But I can't shoot that properly. See the way I'm holding it? I can't shoot that properly. That kind of shot is gonna bounce straight off my arm and probably go in a different kind of direction altogether. So that was the main animation error that I noticed. Let's try and put this down so I don't go and break a light or a transformer. That was the main animation error that I noticed. So, but yes, I thought I'd bring that to people's attention. But other than that, I really did enjoy the opening scenes. I thought it was really, really good. But then, when Transformers Animated is concerned, I've always enjoyed the fighting between the Cybertronians a lot more than any of the human involvement. Which, of course, mentioning the human involvement, of course, does bring us quite neatly onto Sari and her metamorphosis, transformation. Stabbing myself in the end of the finger with an arrow is not the cleverest idea in the world. Ow. Anyway. Sari, yes, her turning into Uber Sari and becoming, I don't know, there was something. She kind of almost reminded me of a robotics or a Centurion, or dare I even say it, a GoBot. She reminded me very much of some weird Japanese cartoon series that I saw at some point or another, but naturally enough I can't remember what the hell it is. But I did like Uber Killy Slaughtery Sari. I thought that was quite a nice touch. The fact that she's, unlike other kid characters who've been in Transformers, Sari is now actually useful, beating up Rock Lords. Obviously, of course, she can't control these abilities, and I imagine that Series 3 there's going to be an awful lot of Sari not being able to control her powers and learning to control her powers and stuff like that. The other thing I noticed about it, and the other thing I liked about it that Dave mentioned, was the lot more adult theme tune of it. I mean, you find out that the Autobots are not the nicey ones that the previous incarnations of Generation 1 and even the later episodes of things like Armada and Energon have made them out to be. Omega Supreme was built as a weapon of mass destruction. He was designed and built around the idea of just totaling everything, which, as Dave mentioned, puts him quite at odds with Ratchet's career as a medic, as somebody who heals people. He doesn't kill, which makes it quite an interesting turn of events. And it does reveal Ultra Magnus's certainly more serious side. Not serious side, because he's always serious, but his more ruthless side. Something that in the Generation 1 cartoons was never really touched up on, about just how, to what lengths the Autobots will go to stop the Decepticons. I mean, Optimus Prime is willing to use this uncontrollable Sari, who, as Dave rightly said, is terrified out of her mind about what she can do and can't control it, and turning her on Omega Supreme, turning them on another Autobot, because of course Omega Supreme is compromised by Megatron and Starscream, which I thought Starscream was brilliant. Gun in mag, boom. I thought that was great. Starscream's still on top form. Corey Burton as Megatron, still really good. And the death. I'm assuming that everybody's watched it, so, you know, bit of a spoiler alert, but I'm assuming everyone who's watching this has seen the episode. So, Blur getting that was quite horrific, which I was quite annoyed about, because I quite like Blur's character. It's like, what? Already? You know, they're killing people off. On the subject of the characters that came in, I mean, we'd seen an awful lot of concept sketches and art designs for a lot of the other characters. Brawn being one of them, Perceptor being another one, Wheeljack being another one, Hotshot being another one. And then we get to see a lot of them. Cyclonus will be a nice toy if they do him, I think, with these two swords. One of the things I didn't like about the episode was Perceptor's voice. I want to know, why did they make him sound like Stephen Hawking? I mean, alright, you know, Stephen Hawking's a highly intelligent man, but he has physical handicaps. Perceptor doesn't appear to have those, so why does he have to talk like he's talking through a mechanical voice machine? Ignoring the irony of what I've just said there. You know, I didn't like Perceptor's voice. I thought there was no need for him to have that daft, barely understandable voice. But there we go. Overall, a very, very good opening cartoon episode. I do want to see more of Rodimus. Great to see him voiced by Judd Nelson, who obviously voiced him in the '86 movie. I do want to see some more of other characters like Cyclonus, like Oil Slick, and then of course I do want to see more of Starscream, because Starscream's great. Good to see that Bumblebee and Bulkhead weren't as annoying as they could be in the first two series as well. I mean, an Optimus Prime definitely showing his zeal, you know, and showing that he can be quite cruel, in the idea that he would set Sari on Omega Supreme. You know, he could be quite cruel for the benefit of the greater good. You know, it does seem to have an idea of the ends are justifying the means when it comes to that episode, which you can argue semantics and moral issues and ethical issues back and forth without ever finding a proper answer. But anyway, on that note, I shall upload this now in video response to Dave's, and this is Silverbolt signing off, saying au revoir, adios, au revoir.